Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats with GourmetQuilter. We're having a whole lot of fun with some sampler blocks. We're making them into pairs, but initially we're just making the blocks with a surround because eventually they're going to have a top on them and a little white surround so that they are into a nice block, although they'd be quite nice just as they are, I have to say. So we've been busy making quite a few of them. We've made 16, there's going to be 20 in total. So we're actually up to number 17 today. So there's a pattern through GourmetQuilter.com and the pattern comes out each day for each block for 20 days. So this is going to be day 17 with our block number 17, and it comes with all the instructions for cutting and what you need to make that block and how to put it together, and then I'm here just to show you. So the pattern's available on the website GourmetQuilter.com. So I'm going to just show you today that we're going to do some really small blocks. Now it is called a mini pear sampler because the blocks are not very big to start with. These are probably the smallest pieces that we do, and they're just tiny, but actually not so hard to do at all. So what we're doing is a little 9-patch block with the little 4 patches in the corner. So the best way I found to do that was to simply join 2 strips of fabric. So this was longer and I've chopped these off to make 2 little blocks just to show you. So I just joined 2 strips of fabric that are not very wide together, and I've pressed the seam to the darker colour, and then we're just slicing off the pieces we need. So we just need 2 slices for each block here. So I'm just going to tidy up that little end just to scare it. I don't want little ends that are not straight. And then I'm using my board to help me with the cutting as well, but I can just come along and slice up the pieces that we need. So I can just set that, so I've set it so that it's sitting straight with the lines on my board, and so I can use those lines on the board to just come along and slice off the pieces we need. And the strip will be a touch long because we don't need that little extra bit, so that we can get all the pieces out of it. So we need 4 of these little 4 patches. So with these pieces here, if we just top and tail them, we end up with a 4 patch, and the seams will be going in opposite directions, so they'll nestle. So I'll go ahead and we'll sew these. So really we've come back to a size that we can manage simply by having that strip joined together in the first place, so that we can manage the pieces, because on their own these little pieces are getting a little bit small. However, not impossible. So that would be a way of making things that are really small. You just, by joining 2 strips together, it's a whole lot easier than lots of little tiny squares. So now we just need to press those. Now I did find it was easier to press the seams open on those, because it's just a little bit bulky in that small space to send them to one side. So just press them open, helps them sit just that little bit flatter, which is nice. And now we're back to having our little squares to make our 9-patch, and we know that that's not too hard. So this is my middle row of my 9-patch. So what we just need to make sure that we position these correctly now. We're wanting this to form a little chain, so the blue is coming into the center each time, so that if you had a whole lot of them, you'd end up with a nice chain throughout the quilt. And then we've just got a square of the background in between each. So I'll go ahead and join the block up. I don't think you need to watch me. It's only the same as we've been doing to make a regular 9-patch now. It's just some of the patches are pieced. And then I'll show it to you a little bit later. So just pressing these surrounds. This block is so cute with these tiny squares in it, and really they were not that hard to do. So I think that's a really good answer for doing some really fun little details in blocks, is to do the strips and slice them up and then join them back together again to make things like the little 4 patches. And so we can pop this up on our wall now. It's going to be our wall of pear fang. And so that was block number 17, and I will see you again with Pear Sampler block number 18.